So you're a trader, and all you're interested in is the in. Well, let's discuss that in Coffee with Scruff. And then stick around because we're also going to update the Vanguard. So let me go get a coffee and we'll begin. You put your left hand in, your left hand out, in, out, you shake it all about. We do the hokey cokey and we turn around. And that's what it's all about. Well, it's not actually. You're so wrong if you think the in is how you get into the markets.
What?
I'm not very well. I've got a bit of a coffee here, which I started. Winky's going to bring me another one with a lem sip in it. But I'm going to have a bit of a chat. So, not been here before, what's Coffee with Scruff all about? Well, first of all, look at the state of me. I'm not exactly polished, am I? I'm like what's called a polished turd. You know, you can't make a silk purse out of a pig's ear, and I'm about as a pig's ear as it gets. However, Winky is a silk purse, and I like her. And I like the charts. But the number one question I get all the time is, I just can't get into the markets. Yes, you can. You get into the market straight away. You get into the market by pressing the button. And you can do that whenever you like.
Really? Really?
Now, if I flick over into a chart, and you go, well, how do I get in? Well, there's a price is there. Press the button, get in. Well, do I buy it or sell it? You do what the fuck you like. I don't care.
Jesus Christ, dude.
You know, but looking at that, if you think it's going up, buy it. But where do I buy it? Well, it's very simple. You can start like this. Well, put a series of levels into the place. Okay? You can buy off that level. Why am I buying it? Well, because it looks as if it's the bottom, it's bounced off there. I can buy it. Now bear with me because I'm just going to show you a few things. Well, what if I want to sell it? Well, sell it. Right. Okay. That's as simple as it gets. All right. Next part of the puzzle. Well, what else can I do? Well, I'll look at a 5-minute chat. Oh, no, here we go.
There you go.
Oh, there's another coffee. Fantastic. I love you.
You have caused confusion and delay, and terrible trouble to my trousers.
Yeah, because I'm making coffee.
She's not very well as well either. We're like two old farts at the moment.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I do fart. Actually, they stink as well at the minute. They're absolutely revolting.
I'm sure people want to know that.
Well, it's because I've got dodgy belly and something. Well, sorry. Everything we do here is live. And we have these sort of... Oh, I've got 2 coffees. This is great. So I've got that one there that I'm going to keep with, and I'll just finish this one. Because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. Right. So, what I was going at there was... you're just buying off levels. Simple as that. All right. What about candle countback? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the lowest point? Well, there it is. So sell it from the lowest point. What if I wanted to buy it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, the highest point's up there, but that looks like a crap way of building it. So you need to look where the cluster is. 1, 2, 3. The cluster's there. So you actually want to be buying above that point. Okay? Or in this case, you sort of, if that was your starting candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's the high point. Is there a compression? There's a compression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break the top, break the bottom. Why? Because it's on a run. Why on a 5-minute chart, 5 candle countback? Well, it's simple. It just shows you a logical place to go to market. It's showing you where the candle is now, where it's come from, but you're really looking at the 3 in the middle, which is a rolling 15-minute. Okay. What else can we look at? Well, everybody likes indicators. Doesn't matter whether you're looking at hourlies, 4 hours, 1 minute, whatever. Personally, I don't recommend a 1 minute. It's too much noise. But, I want to sell it. Okay, well, there's a MACD. Crossed at this point. What's it showing you? Well, it's showing you that the market's going down. So you get in here. There's an RSI. You can get in on the middle. Why? Breaks through, shows there's more momentum to the low side. Down you go. You can look at extreme conditions. Here. It's extreme, comes back into range, sells off. Very simple. We can look at a Bollinger Band. You can sort of go, well, it's flaring. It's on the outside. Eventually, it's going to come back to the moving average. So you wait for it to close back on the inside, put an order underneath, down into the moving average. If it's in compression, you wait for it to start flaring and you follow the outer edges. But what's all this got to do with in? It just shows there's multiple criteria as to how to get in the market. The in is not your problem. Your direction is. If you get the direction right, it'll forgive the bad entry. And so many people don't understand that. They just want the magic system. Then when they sort of start going, oh, well, this moving average crossover is amazing. Oh, this indicator's amazing. Doesn't work anymore. You're a wanker. Well, that's what I get all the time. The difference is I'll go to market on a chart that I haven't chosen and I'll still trade it exactly the same way. And I do this daily. You ask the guys in the squad, I do not pick the charts that you trade. Granted, most of the time they're picking something that I would normally use. The DAX, USJPY, cable, Eurodollar. I trade these markets anyway. So if they ask me to trade that, it's no skin off my nose because I would probably trade it anyway. But the thing is, they asked me to do it. I didn't pick it at the time. But the one thing that I do is I watch the time. Now that one might blow your biscuit. Because just because I start looking at a chart at 8 o'clock, doesn't mean say I'm going to trade it at 8 o'clock. I'll trade it when the time is correct. So, case in point, I waited 3 hours for 6 pips the other day. Why? Because the general direction was with me and I needed the market to get to a point where it was going to go with that general direction. If I go against the direction, well, will I get paid? Yeah. But what if I'm wrong? I've got no opportunity to get out. None. Because the flow is in the opposite direction. And a river doesn't change its current. Okay? So if I'm going against that flow, it's just going to push me further and further downstream. And I won't have an opportunity to get back. However, if I'm swimming upstream with the view to go back to the ocean, well, I'll swim so far up and then it'll push me back, which is fine. That's where I wanted to go in the first place. And that's the principle of staging backwards. You're staging backwards into the current flow of the market.
I'm confused.
Because if you're wrong on the point of your entry, eventually the current will push you back in the direction you should have been going in the first place. And it'll forgive that entry. So your in is not important. You can watch as many videos as you like looking for the perfect system. You can watch as many videos as you like looking for the way. And I'm telling you straight, you're wrong. And why you're wrong?
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Because you're looking in the wrong place. Your direction is king. The in is not a problem. So when people come to me and they say, oh, I just want to know how to get in, I'm not interested. Because I know you're gambling. You're not looking at the big picture. You're just looking for quick gratification. Well, you want quick gratification? Get yourself into a nightclub, normally after midnight, and you'll get some quick gratification. But when the lights go up, you'll find it's a pig.
Why? We was not snogging!
All right. Now, I know the youngsters don't get that because they don't really do the things that we did in our generation. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be rose petals. Everything has to be free. Well, let's get something straight, bozo. Nothing in this life is free. And if you're looking for a free ride, you deserve it. because free ride is worth exactly what you pay for it.
And it's worth fuck all.
And that's why a lot of people fail in this industry, because they're not willing to invest in themselves. And when I say free, I don't mean financial. I mean commitment, time, effort, and work. They don't want that. They want the microwave culture, they want it instant, and they want someone else to do it, making it free. And if you don't understand that concept, then you're part of the problem. Simple as. And that's why this channel will never grow, and I don't give a shit. In fact, I'm at the point where I'm probably going to stop it anyway. I don't know. I'll have to think. I'm at an age now where I don't need the hassles anymore. I just do it for the love of the job. And I love my job. I really do. You know, I find the charts fascinating. And every day I go to the chart and I see something new that excites me. Because that's the way it should be. You know, the job itself is incredibly boring, but the challenge is what the excitement is. And I love dealing with the guys in the Scruffy Squad. It's why it's a closed door network. I don't allow dickheads in there. You know, if you're a dickhead, I've got no time for you, so you don't last. Dickhead! You know, but the guys that are in there, they gel together, they work together, and they are really good. And it's an absolute pleasure to deal with them. And that's why we go on trips together. We're off to Benidorm, and there's a few of them going to be out there. So I'll be spending my holidays with them. I give up my holidays with those guys. That's how much I love them. All right? It's not many people who do that. In fact, I don't know anybody in this space that would give their holiday up for people that they look after. Not one. Right? And I've met them all. You know, and to be honest, I don't really play well with other traders. I think that most of them are a bunch of fucking tools.
Oh, here we go.
No. There's only really one I've got loads of time for. And he has a similar sort of attitude to me. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I just don't play well with others. So, interested in what your thoughts are. Drop it in the comments, etc. And I'll always try and bring things up. But let's have a quick look and we'll see what the Vanguard is up to. And we'll show you what hard work can give you rather than a freebie. You know. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Vanguard is, it's actually my trading fund. It's where I hold all my trades or my trading funds. And that's it, really. So when people ask me, like, sort of, how big's your account? Well, personally, it's got nothing to do with you. I'll show you when I want to show you. But this is it. All right. So we'll flick it over. Now, we changed it slightly in the way that we recorded. And I'll show you for why in a moment. We started with a value of 200 quid in January this year with a view to grow to 10,000. Well, we smashed through that. And I didn't need to do it anymore. So what I decided to do was just show the entire thing. So this starting balance in April this year, we're currently in September for this, was 103,326 is how much it was in April. Between then and now, the growth, and the growth figures you'll have seen are what the trades are that I do on a daily basis. And I'll show you those getting put into here as well. We now, it's, well, on this sheet, 138,744, that needs adjusting because it's actually altered. Now, it goes up and down based on what's going on. So what we'll do, I'll do that now. So the ISA part of it is worth 427.50. The pension side of it, and let me explain these as well, is 98,201.42. Okay. So to my next milestone, I'm 99% there. Okay. Which is 140,000. Now, what you'll see here is where it starts. Started 1st of January, sort of 22. So it's been a while running this thing, and we've built it up. Okay. Now, we did the update each 10k, so we're at 130, 13th of August. We're not a million miles away from 140. Okay. So that's the state of play. Now, when you look at this, take it back to the portfolio. What we'll see is I have funds inside of funds. Now, the particular fund that we're looking at is this one here, this V3AB. Now, that one started with 200 quid January this year. It's now valued at nearly 21,000, based on little and often, bash, 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 going in. Now, I do that with this account anyway. So if we look at the transactions, what I take...
You're taller than I imagined.
I'm bigger in every department.
That's what I do. I just dump in little bits. So you see me make a few quid, put 500 in. See me do a few quid, put 500 in. You know, 550 off the small account, 33 off the small account. Put 125 in, 110, another fiver, 150, 190, 730. Had a good day. 112, 5. See what I mean? They're all just relatively small figures over and over. Now, what that does is it builds up aggressively. Then you've got the pot itself making money, which is why I have it split. Now, I can only put 20 grand a year into the ISA side of it. So once I go above 20 grand, I've got to put it over in the pension. Why? So I can keep it together. But because I'm over 55, I can draw off either pot if I want. I don't touch the pension side of it because I don't need to. But I do have the other side, which is liquid asset. And I can get into that in a heartbeat. But I can use the whole lot if I needed to. So I'm roughly running on about 35 to 40 grand at any one time that I can get my hands on. And I've got 95 to 100,000 as reserve to cover anything else. That's that simple. Now, is it doing well? Yeah, I think it is.
Are you sure?
Well, there you go. In the last year, it's done incredibly well. Contributions that I've put in over the last rolling year is £31,000, you know, and those investments have returned 17 grand. So I think it's doing amazingly well. Okay. Now, that's me putting my money where my mouth is. It's very easy to show you anything, but you need to know where that comes from. And it comes from here. So when I sort of talk about 30 grand a year, there it is right there. Can't be any plainer than that. Really can't. But what it shows is, if you're committed, not looking for free rides, and you're willing to put the work in and invest in yourself, then the fruits are available. And that's it. That's all trading will ever be. So don't look for the in. Look for the direction. And then have yourself a direction of where you want to be in the future. Now, you might only want to go £1,000 down the road. Fine. But work towards your £1,000. And you'll find it's not that difficult. But if you come out the gate thinking the world owes you £1,000,
Look, nobody owes nobody nothing. You owe yourself.
you've lost before you start. Anyway, I'm now going to wrap it up because I am literally dying on my arse here. But happy days. All right, kids. As always, trade well, keep your risk managed. But above all, do what you love. And the money will follow. See you all in the next one. Okay, guys. A quick interlude, because I'm asked on pretty much every video a couple of questions. Who do I use and what platform do I use to build small accounts? Well, it's very simple. I come to BlackBull because you can trade with any amount of money that you choose. You've got over 26,000 products. So if you're Forex, indices, shares, commodities, you're going to find it. and they've got excellent world-leading leverage, which you can use to open up an asset and get your positions in, and also the spreads are fantastic. These are the companies that I use to build up. From here, I take it over into the fivers. I have never had a problem getting paid off these, as you can see. And one of the beauties of the fivers at the moment is they're introducing new programs and platforms all the time. They've now recently come back over into the US, so you guys can now take advantage of the prop. And you've got C Trader, and you've got the 3 programs here to choose from, which are very cost effective. Now, to give you an example, there's an account there, 157. You might be thinking, wow, what's that got to do with anything? Well, it is BlackBull, but let's see where it came from. Well, if I take this right to the very top, you'll see it started with £15, and then there's all of the trades running through. Don't get it right all the time, but running through £142 worth of profit, giving me 157. Well, if that's the case, I can now go and buy a prop fund and then feed those funds back into the live to push it forward. Now, if you're interested in any of these, come along and visit my website. You will see everything that I do, and there's extra discounts and exclusive links for both the companies. And both companies use the following platforms, which is TradingView, CTrader and MetaTrader. My personal choice is MetaTrader, but it's all there for you, so you're on the same page, whichever.
I'd buy that for $1.
Good luck. Catch you soon. Let's get back to the video.